the voice, the angry voice. Yes, I'm recording a bunch of these because it's all kind of like flooding through. So I'll just get this done as fast as I can. But the voice is what told me I was getting cheated on. Okay, so let's back up. Let's be real. Let's talk about this a second. So this was probably it was 2009. It was the year my daughter was born. So 2009. I had a C-section and it turned into an emergency and nearly died. And I'll share that spiritual experience here in a little bit too. But I nearly died and I ended up in an emergency C-section. My daughter struggled for a minute, but she did just fine. And 3 weeks later was my husband's birthday, my now ex-husband. It was his birthday. So she was born on the 7th. His birthday was the 18th. And in that time frame, despite feeling like crap and having a crappy Mother's Day, I'm not going to go into that, but just like it was exhausting. And anybody that's ever had a baby or had a C-section knows it. That time period, those first couple months are incredibly exhaustive, let alone the first 3 weeks. So I end up planning a surprise party. I get a custom cake made for him and I convince one of his friends to take him like down to the clubs for a few. And then I invite a whole bunch of his friends over and mutual friends and we all do this big surprise party and we like decorate the apartment and it was really cool. So we had snacks and we had all this stuff and we had the custom cake with his Mustang on there that I really loved and convinced them to go down to downtown. And then I would call and say, hey, I'm really, really sick. I really, really need you or something like that. And then that friend would bring them back up and big surprise party, right? Super awesome. Next day, something seems off. He'd been hanging out with a couple of neighbors in a group that just didn't seem to influence him in a positive way necessarily. And I was getting these little gut feelings like something was really off. And I would say things like, if you want to have a family, then, I need you fully in being a family. But if you want to be single, please let me know. Like, don't drag me along. But if you're wanting to be single, we'll still take care of the family, but you need to go do your own thing. Because he was like half in, half out. Well, so that was May 18th. I think it was like July, late July sometime. Sound asleep in my bed. Doing just fine. Oh, it was a townhome we were in. Sound asleep. And I sleep like a rock. And I heard this booming male voice say, check his phone. I'm like, wake up out of sleep. Like, you can't be serious. I didn't even worry about the fact that some spiritual male voice was in my ear saying something. I didn't even think it was somebody else in my room. Like, I somehow just knew it was somebody there, like, spiritually telling me to check his phone. Did not want to check his phone. I did not want to check his phone. Did not want to know why this thing was telling me to check his freaking phone. I get out of bed without waking him up. Get around to the other side. I have to be able to get his phone from in front of him. Get over to the bathroom. And be able to figure out how to get into his phone and figure out why the hell I'm being told to check his phone. And I'm really, really not wanting to. And I've got like this pit in my stomach feeling god awful. That is how I found out he was cheating. Pictures, conversations, the whole bit. And it started the day after surprise party. Stupid crap. You have to laugh. You have to. Because if you take life too seriously and all the crap you go through and the lessons, not going to get out alive. Oh, well, I guess we're not anyways. But here's the deal. That was, I think, my third major spiritual experience. So we had my mom's with the premonitions. And we had the nearly dying one. I'll explain that here in a minute. And then the booming male voice that woke me up. That announced to me that I'm being cheated on. So, spirit can show up in some weird ways. You just got to be willing to listen and ask for the help and ask for the guidance. And one of the great ways to be able to start tuning in is nourishing your body. If you are too exhausted, you're not going to pick up on this stuff very well. You have to take care of yourself. You have to eat well. You have to drink enough water so that you can have the energy flow across your chakras so that you can pick up on these messages that your guides and your, you know, family that's crossed over and all these support systems can get them to you because they are there. You just have to learn how to tune into them. Talk to you in a minute, guys.